Hey guys, I'm here today to react to BTS's new song called Louder Than Bombs. We're gonna be listening to the song for the first time because I waited to listen to this album for a day before I could film, which is a miracle because usually I'm the type to just I automatically have to listen, but I really wanted to react to it for the first time with you guys and to look at the lyrics and fully get the whole in-depth thing the first time, you know? So that's what we're gonna be doing. And so this is also a first listen essentially as well, I like to do kind of lyric talk-throughs where we discuss the songs after listening and the meaning and everything. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to do for this album. So, which is about 10 new songs I think that I'd have to do this for, so I've got my work cut out for me. We have a lot to discuss, but I'm very excited for it because obviously so much fun. I'm very excited to see in general how this album sounds because they with BTS they always bring in something new to the table, and I'm very excited. Anyway, let's go. This is one of the songs with all 7 members, I take it. Ooh, already the chills. Wow, that's a start. This bass line, oh. Oh my god, this is so good. This sounds so good. I'm literally ascending. Brighter than the light, don't you give up your life. Here I start, cry, spit back at times. Every day your minds wonder if this is a place. Words, no way, it's kundalini ground. I'm 무너지는 준비, louder than bombs, yeah. I want to tell you, 어떤 못 말해, 어디라도 있단 게 두려워 말아. 어떤 밤이 날 삼켜도 난 포기하지 않아. I love this. Who picks this game? In front of the world. I'll talk in front of the world. The part, it's very him. Okay, this is just end credits. Okay, guys, we're gonna go back through that in a moment, but I love how they keep sticking to that idea, you know, their songs always have so much meaning to them. They're never shallow or like all the others, you know, like they have a very distinct kind of style where they have like a subject matter kind of, you know, and it's always very deep about like growth and struggle and like so much like introspection. Like I love that about them because it's a very uncommon thing to reflect upon these types of things in music, you know? I think that's part of what reached people so much to such a wide audience is that they tell real stories of life. Like they tell you the hard parts that others usually don't. Like, and a lot of groups will sometimes like discuss things like maybe on reality shows, on their own like YouTube videos or series that they put together. But I very rarely, like in the actual music itself, hear these kind of stories of like struggle and growth and like, you know, that kind of self discovery type thing and encouragement like that. It's just not a super common thing, you know? Like I feel it's usually like those pop like romantic songs or something, you know? But they really have like this strong message that reaches people, and I love that about them. Like the way the song progressed from like louder than bombs I break, louder than bombs I say, louder than bombs I sing, like that just shows you so much, you know, like they talk about the shitty times and they also talk about overcoming them. So another thing like I want to point out is like all the members' parts just really match them so well. Like even though it's a group song, like their individual styles kind of come through, particularly the rap line, I think, because like, you know, they don't have like the chorus and the repeating parts, they kind of have like their own moments. Like their parts really reflect their styles and like what I would see in their solo work as well. So I think that's very interesting. They always seem to incorporate themselves into their music. That's another thing I love about BTS. Like they really like it's them, you know, their music is them. It's not something that's like produced for them so much. I mean, like some songs, obviously, not everything is going to be like entirely written and produced by them, you know, but like they have meaningful songs into which it seems like they really poured their own souls, and I think that's a part of what's really touching about them. So let's just go back through a little bit here and discuss the beginning. Oh my god, like that intro, the way Jungkook started it off, the chills. Like this whole part in the beginning with all of like vocal line, mind-blowing. It's just, your silent sorrow shakes me. It feels like later on they start like get it. Like I love that they always use these similar comparisons of like oceans and deserts and that type of thing, because my favorite song of theirs, I don't know if it's like my overall favorite song, but like it's like the one that like I kind of go back to that touches me the most, kind of like inspires me. It's C. It's like my lock screen on my phone, actually. I have those lyrics. Yeah, but like this whole idea of like success and life and talking about these things, like it really, that kind of stuff I think about a lot. So to hear them kind of say things about it, I think is really, I don't know, like what I'm trying to, like it's just nice to hear them talk about it and not ignore the subject and like pretend that it's all glorious, you know? Let's see. I'm gonna go through a bit. Yeah, I see like that growth from like break to say to sing as if like there's an improvement happening, you know, like things are getting better. Every day's a maze. I wonder if this is my place. This like area right here is where it really started getting to me, you know? Cause like I've definitely felt that way. Like no, like right now I have no idea what I'm doing with my life, but you just take it day by day and, you know? Let's see. I want to go back to his lines here. You say I'm nothing or than nothing, right? Lighter than the light. I'm something or than something. Interesting. It's like people are always comparing them things. I guess even I'm guilty of that, of like making comparisons between like what they do and others. That's so interesting. Did you give up your life? Stay, pray just for better days. This Or like it gets really intense. Don't give up your life. Here I stay, pray just for better days. Don't we all? Let's see. I tell you the darkness, don't be afraid of being anywhere. Like this line in particular here, the don't be afraid of being anywhere. Like the darkness, it, like for me, I'll tell you guys like what this means to me. I feel like it's a line that can be interpreted like in so many different ways. It's very diverse because no matter what anyone goes through, like that line can apply to them a little bit differently. But I'll tell you guys a little bit about mine. So not only do I see this as like to my own life, not like I don't just apply this as don't be afraid of like being anywhere in your life metaphorically, like a time in your life, but I can honestly take this very literally because I'm the kind of person who is very like attached to home. Like I don't do well with like staying over at other places. Like I've tried living other places for college. It did not go down well for me. Traveling is hard for me for like more than a couple days because it feels wrong. Like I feel like I need to be at home. I'm a very like homebody person. So like even hearing them say like don't be afraid of being anywhere, and like the kind of darkness that's in my mind where I am somewhere else, like even that by itself somehow helps me, knowing that like, you know, sometimes like you have to go out of your comfort zone to get certain things done and like try new things, accomplish things that like you can't do by sitting home all the time. So like even hearing little lines like that genuinely helps me so much because like I can apply it to my life in the way that makes sense for me, and in that way like they inspire me a lot. So yeah, okay, continuing on a little bit, we're gonna scroll through. Okay, night swallows me, I won't give up, for you fight, will shine. I love that. It's like Ramos seems like a message to armies that like we're by your side, you know, like we'll be working hard. Meanwhile, you also work hard and together we'll achieve our dreams and like get somewhere, you know? Let's see. Sad and pain together. Yeah, like another important part of this song, I think this will come up a lot more as well when we get into Shua's part, is that they're kind of saying like, hey, like we're just like you know, we're just people like living our lives, you know? And like this line really gets at that. Like we all go through these things. It's not a coincidence we picked this game. See, that's also a very interesting thing. Because like I think they're just getting at the fact that like we each kind of like choose what to work towards, and like we all go through rough patches, but like we choose what we go for. I don't know, this is such a hard thing to put into words, like what I'm trying to explain with this. Like for them, the game for them, I think, is like being an idol and being like on top of the world, like these world superstars. And they're dealing with this, but like he's saying that they chose it. So like all this stuff that comes with it, all the struggles, like of course it's gonna be, you know, like it's not a coincidence that like they're going through the things they're going through. Like obviously they chose that. And I think they're saying the same thing for armies and anyone listening to this song, that like your life path, like you're gonna experience struggles in like whatever you choose for yourself. But like everyone's gonna have them like related to their own life, kind of. Or I guess it's, I mean, obviously it's not always a choice either. Things happen in our lives where we don't get to choose and shitty things just happen, of course. But like in terms of working towards a goal, I think that's what they're kind of getting at. Like we each have to like deal with and like overcome the struggles of like getting to where we want in life. Yeah. I'm sorry, like it's really tough to actually express. Like that's what's amazing about like lyric writing. Like honestly, I would love to like try becoming a lyricist because like I think this stuff is so cool. But like the way that they express things like in lyrics, like there's so much behind it. Like you don't have much space. You have to like go with the like beat of the song and everything, and like there's just so much to think about. But like they express so much, which is incredible to me. But like I think it's so beautiful. like to word things right, like within a song to like make it mean so much to the point where like I can spend a while sitting here like discussing, you know, like every line. And like the fact that they can like so beautifully and like representatively kind of package what they want to get across is so cool. But anyway, okay, we're gonna going. Yeah, see, I love that like it changed. So like some of the translation I feel like are a little bit off here. Like 세상 앞에 말할게 is like, I don't think it's to the world. It seems more like in front of the world. I guess like to makes sense too. It's just like, I guess I've learned to start interpreting things a little bit differently ever since actually learning Korean. Because like I can have a greater appreciation for not only the meaning of what they say, but the way that they word it. Like that makes such a difference. Like it's crazy. Like I can genuinely appreciate like their literary styles within lyrics, which is so cool, which is like why I want to keep like learning Korean. I mean, that's not the only reason, but like I want to be able to, you know, like really understand things on like a more fundamental level, like all the little details and everything. And like learning Korean has helped me so much because like I can really appreciate like the wording of things more like the way I would in English. So that's been so nice, and like I want to keep going down that path. But anyway, okay, yeah, I really wanted to talk about his part here because like it really seems very him, like based on Shadow and things he's written in the past. It really, I feel like he keeps getting his same type of point across. Some people envious the pain I have. It's called hypocrisy. That's so interesting. You say, you know, like we're on top of the world and like it seems so glamorous, but like it's not, because like, you know, there's still people, and that's so much stress, having millions of eyes on you and having to live up to these expectations all of the time. Like I can't imagine. Like yeah, it's glorious. I think he's trying to say that like the hypocrisy is in that like he wants this for himself and he wants to grow. Like he's talked before about like that greed, like monetary fame, everything, you know, like he's talked about all this before. Like at the same time, it's rough, you know. I feel like that's kind of what he's getting at. And I feel like a part of him knows that it's enviable, you know, like what he has, but at the same time he's like, no, like don't do this to yourself like we did, you know, like we have to deal with it because like we're the ones who were willing to bear through it, you know? That's like the next line a little bit I'm getting into. Okay, so like when we get here, it's just so, you know, like he's getting back to that whole idea that like this is literally shit, like literally. And who, yeah, like back to that whole idea of like we're the ones who are like bearing with it and like struggling through it, you know? And like almost like he's not only doing it for himself, but like for the concept of what it is, if that makes any sense. Like for the concept of a global star. I don't know. Again, so hard to put into words what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I feel like he just knows like it's them who can pull this off, you know? I love that so much. They're like almost making a promise that like they'll stay here and keep doing what they're doing, which like I hope isn't too much stress for them, because like above all else comes mental health and happiness, and I hope that they genuinely enjoy like the highs of what they do, you know, because I'm sure it can be really tough and there can be a lot of lows with this kind of job and so more stress than I can imagine. But yeah, I just really hope that it's all like worth it for them and that overall they're like fulfilled in their lives, you know? Well, yeah, okay. So yeah, I feel like I've said what I have to say about this song, and please comment in this section and like talk to me about this. I always love like having conversations about, there'd be like the lyrics, anything deep, like whatever you want it to be. That you love BTS, something about your life, how you connect to this, just anything. I love hearing you guys' thoughts and like that whole like discussion that we can have. I love it. Like just, that's why I'm here like talking about it all, you know, so we can have it back and forth. You know, besides the fact that I just love listening to the sound of my own voice. That's what we're doing here, connecting, right? So yeah, please comment any thoughts you have down below. I'd love to talk about these songs, the album, and just anything. So yeah, alrighty. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like, you can follow me on Instagram at Alice on the Internet, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.